We are Mirage Consulting, and just to reintroduce ourselves real quickly, my name is Pantia Mohajer, and these are my colleagues, Lizette Highsmith and Elaine Yu. And we're here to talk to you about the future of play. While Mattel has certainly set the standards for creating the future of play, what we're here to discuss further is to continue the conversation of how you can now proceed to recycle the future of play. Mattel's VP of Corporate Affairs, Lisa Marie Bongiovanni, has said that Mattel is always seeking for ways for the company to actively make the world a better place to live and to play. You have set your own standards for this kind of action by setting goals such as improving packaging material efficiency by 5% by the year 2015, by increasing recycled materials in your packaging by 85% by the year 2015. And while these are certainly wonderful goals to set for yourselves, there's also an additional goal of achieving environmental enhancement gained through innovation. You've set certainly the goal of 2022 to achieve this standard, but you have yet to specify any targets through which to set this standard. And that's what we're here to talk to you about. We're here to talk to you about recycling the future of play, working towards your goal of environmental enhancement gained through innovation, namely by increasing benefits to Mattel, both through the environment and the people that you serve, current consumers and future consumers, and simultaneously decreasing the harm through ethical conscious efforts. Our proposal will lead you towards 100% sustainability by your own proposed deadline of 2022. And now Elaine will talk to you about how that's going to happen.
Okay, thanks, Pantia. I'm Elaine, and I'm going to elaborate why we think this is ethical issue for Mattel and what's the ethical issue. So it is true that Mattel brings great amount of joy to the world, but also it leaves behind millions of toy waste on the planet, and that's the problem. So imagine the life cycle of the toy is really short. Today, the Barbie or Woody is still your daughter's or boy's the best buddy, but next day they will end up in the trash. But what's the big deal for the toy ends up in the trash? Let's take a look at what the toy is usually made of. PVC or plastic. They are the huge enemy of the environment. For plastic, it is estimated that 85% of plastic ends up in the landfill, where it takes 1,000 years to decompose. And also there are approximately 100 million tons of plastic floating in the ocean, and thus threatening life of marine fish. And also for the PVC, it's even worse because it's not biodegradable or degradable. It can remain its form for decades, and afterwards it just becomes smaller pieces. Animals can easily ingest those small pieces, and plastic will easily block their digestive tract, thus threatening their life. And also because PVC is non-recyclable, so usually they end up being burned or just sitting in the landfill, thus polluting the soil and water. See, toy waste, they are the huge pollution to the environment and threatening the life of animals. And we as human beings, as the consumer of the water, air, and the seafood, also face the healthy problem. So, and most important of all those parties don't consent to be involved in bearing the harm caused by the toy waste. So, being responsible for repairing the harm created by Mattel is just simply the right thing for Mattel to do. So here we have Lizette to give us our proposal how to address this ethical challenge for Mattel.
Thank you, Elaine. So Mattel, you're an industry leader. Why do you care? Well, there are a couple reasons. The waste that Elaine just talked about, it's very real and it's very harmful, as she just elaborated. When we think about the harm that is being caused by the waste that is produced through the products that Mattel sells, the certainty of that waste and its effect are very real. We can provide you some recommendations on how to reduce the amount of waste that is actually causing harm. The certainty will continue, but if we reduce that amount, we can start to make a difference. So what do we propose? We propose that you start a recycling program where you can have consumers that are interested in your product come back to the stores, your partners, Toys R Us, Target, Walmart, and bring back those toys that are out of season, that are no longer being used at home, that will end up in the landfill. Once they're brought back, you want them to upgrade to the next toy. So if your child is 5 years old and they're tired of the little kid toys and now it's time for a big boy toy, what can you do? Well, we can tell you what to do. Bring your toy back, and we will give you a coupon to go up one age and put a big smile on your child's face. What does that do? It creates longer relationships with your customers, and it also starts to address the ethical problem that we're currently faced with. Second, when we're talking about how long this problem will exist, the duration of this problem is staggering. Elaine explained to us how much time it can take for things to degrade. The problems that we're currently facing will be seen by generations to come. And what we're asking you to do, Mattel, is to take action now through these simple recommendations that are a first step on a long path to becoming completely sustainable. Lastly, the intensity of this problem is extremely palpable. This will not be gone in 1 year, much less by the end of this meeting. This will be an endeavor that Mattel must be committed to. And along the lines of the recycling program, so we talked about how you would bring it in, you'd get the coupon, you'd go back and buy another toy, and you'd be happy about it. Well, what about all the toys that can't be recycled? Mattel already has an excellent quality assurance program. Once you've weeded out what toys you're able to recycle, you can also put these toys that have not been recycled through the quality assurance program to then be donated. So no, you're not taking them out of the landfill, but you are extending their life cycle. And by extending their life cycle, you really are giving an opportunity for another child to further enjoy the great products that Mattel has to offer. So, I would like to pass it over to Pontia to give us a summary of what we recommend that you do.
So in conclusion, what we've spoken about today are basically what are the ethical issues at hand. Basically, it's an environmental concern. It's the materials that Mattel is using to produce their products, the majority of which are made out of PVC, which, as Elaine pointed out, are not biodegradable or even degradable. Like nothing's going to be happening with these products. So that's the issue at hand. That's the issue that you need to address. Mattel has been known historically to be a company that's constantly striving towards excellence. You are the leaders in the toy industry. You have started the conversation of sustainability in the toy industry. And why not now take that step to be the leaders in sustainability in the toy industry? This is your time to take control of this situation. That is the issue at hand. And what we've reiterated today is a simple rollout process that will begin that conversation, that will lead you towards a more sustainable future as the main power player in this industry. And that is our suggestion. Let's recycle our way into the future of play.
Thank you.